Cheers. Cheers TikTok. Cheers Instagram. What am I drinking, you ask? Oh, she's told me this about 3 times today. Lemon, not lemon balm. What's the other one? Lemon leaf? Lemon leaf, nettle, and dandelion. That's what I'm drinking. What is happening? How are you? What's going on Instagram? Hello. Good to see you. In this live, I'm going to keep it 15 minutes, as I say every single time. I'm wearing my Friday shirt. This is me being as hey, how's it going? This is me being this is as good as it gets. This is as good as it gets for me. This is my happy shirt. We're going to talk about who I am and what we do here, what you can experience from being on this channel and imbibing in Mindwave. I'm going to give you a recipe, a really simple recipe for peace, joy, happiness, fulfillment, which is great. Who doesn't like that? Hello, thanks for joining. Stick around. It's going to be short, but it's going to be packed full of great stuff that will make you go, oh yeah, oh, that's really interesting. Pip. So I can give you a recipe for peace, joy, happiness, which who doesn't want that? I'm going to give you a little story, which will get your old ticker ticking. And I'm going to share an amazing offer, an absolutely amazing offer. Rebecca, thank you. I love you all. Thanks so much. Okay, so let's dive in. What is this? I made notes. I'm not scared to, have notes. I could keep them down there and do that thing that people do. Or, the ones that look over there, they're reading. Just say you're reading. It's fine. So it's mindset, it's motivation, it's finding purpose, it's creating a vision. If you've not already got a vision, this is the place where we create a vision, and then I kick you up your ass to do it. And that's what I enjoy doing. It's building mindset for success. I was not a successful person in any way, shape or form. I was always a nice guy. I was always a loving, caring, kind guy. But successful was not something that I ever really mastered until, I'll tell you about the recipe in a second. So what else have we got? Healing, self-healing, learning to heal ourselves through trauma, the physical. Learning self-healing is imperative, I believe, if you really want to enjoy life as much as you possibly can. True cowboy. All right, meditation, and then connection. This is something I often don't always talk about because the past version of me, which was very agnostic, I'm still punk rock, I still like that kind of music. Let me put it this way, I was always very spiritual, but I always tried to hide it unsuccessfully to anyone that's ever known me. But I always tried to just go, no, not yet. It was always just a bit like, whoa, too much. And then it just popped out of me and I had no choice to be standing here on the internet and sharing this stuff. So thank you for being here. I do really appreciate it. I absolutely love you for spending your Friday evening if you're on this side of the world, morning if you're on another side of the world. This is the point where we say where we are. Put your flags in the comments, please, if you're watching this live or if you're watching the replay. Tell me where you are. I know where some of you are, but it really helps me kind of connect to all of you rather than just kind of talking to, I'm not even looking at you, I'm looking at this bit here. So, what are we talking about? Well, I thought we'd start with just a quick explanation of what I'm doing here, why I'm spending my Friday night drinking tea and talking to you. It's about finding your mission, finding your vision and your purpose. And long story short, I was lost for a long time, and then I found what I wanted to do. And when I had that realization of, okay, I want to be a musician and I want to help people, and I never knew how to help people. I was never quite academic enough to be a school teacher or, to do it the conventional way. But I knew that every person I ever spoke to that took my advice and, used the stuff that I've shared, all had great experiences. So I started reading so many books, podcasts, just consuming, much like you, this is what we do when we, this thirst for knowledge. And I did this for years and years and years and years and years without knowing what it was for, why I was doing it. I knew I was helping myself, but ultimately I knew there was something more behind this thing, healing self and helping others heal themselves. And it grew into coaching. So I started coaching and I had great results and it was amazing. And I started to realize when I helped other people find their purpose and then they started doing it, I just want to stay there for a second, because that's truly what it was like when my clients have, I spoke to an old client yesterday and she quit her corporate job. Finally, we both knew she had to do it and she eventually did it, and she's now just going to create something and just do it. And I've never been more proud of her. It's just, this makes me buzz. It's terrifying to do for some people, or to leave that relationship and start a new one, or build something from scratch, or follow that dream and just commit. This is what makes my heart sing. So I found my thing. I found my passion, and I love to help others find their passion, and then just, for lack of a better word, brainwash them to believe in themselves enough to just go for it, don't look back, and just run with it. Because life's too short. Lester, Pippa's in England. Is that I can't see any. Yeah, amazing. We're all here. Amazing. Thank you. So if you notice, when I do that in the past, I've fallen off track and I can't remember what I was talking about. So please do help me if I do take a tangent and then I'm just completely lost. It is a strange thing to do. 2 cameras, live, just talking. So I found my purpose. I helped other people find theirs. And it's just been an amazing, amazing journey. So I realized all I have to do is just connect to my mission every day. So I like to text clients, I like to check in on them, I like to encourage them, and it's so simple. I've got one thing to follow, is connect to my mission every day, and then everything falls into place and continues to grow. It's not rocket science to me anymore. There was years I was struggling to figure it all out and to piece it all together, and how do I do life? I remember, I've said this before, an Audio Slave song came on called Show Me How to Live. And the chorus was just, show me how to live. And I was like, that's it. I just need something to show me how to do this, because I'm not doing it very well. So I read all these books. I consumed all this stuff. I started sharing it with people. They started doing it. And I eventually started building my course, which was basically my journey. And I've just been creating the vault in my course, which has got all the podcasts, all the books, all the spiritual teachers and guides and gurus, just in the index of it all, just to kind of put everything in there. And I created this absolute beast of a course, which is everything that I did that worked, and it's set out in an order. So people are in there now and they're doing it. And this is a full circle moment for me. At school, I could barely read. I couldn't write. I was very dyslexic. I found it all incredibly difficult. And to see people in my course going through the workbook and giving me feedback of it's so, what's the word? It begins with C, comprehensive. Using words like comprehensive, I couldn't imagine anyone would ever say something that I created was comprehensive. It's just been a joy. So forgive me if I am buzzing with love and gratitude for you and you for being here right now. I'm going to stick to my mission. I'm going to give you this recipe for peace, and it's as simple as this. I mean, there's millions of ways we can talk about this, but finding vision is number one. We're talking about self-realization, knowing thyself, figuring out what this is and how it works best, which always changes because life's in a constant state of change. It's always moving, we're always changing, so it's never a finite thing. But we can certainly find the basics of what works for us, the core principles that we stick to, and we notice we're better than ever when we follow these strategies. So number two is that strategy. So the vision is number one, and number two is strategy, creating what works for you. So think about it now, like, are you doing your morning routine? You know, that morning routine that you know you love to do, but you're not always doing it. Are you doing your evening routine? Taking time at the end of the night to, oh my God, put your legs up a wall. Have you done this? You put your legs up a wall, simple yoga move. It's hello. It's a wonderful thing. Do it for 10 minutes and it'll change your life. I'm standing, I said this yesterday, or whenever it was, on a prana mat, barefoot on a prana mat. And it just keeps me grounded. Keeps me grounded, but I sound erratic. These things, whatever works for you, whatever works best, do them. Start to remind yourself that going to bed earlier and getting up earlier might be really good for you if you can do it. Evening yin yoga, switching off the phone, all of these things, getting up and meditating. Oh my gosh, if you need any help, check out the playlists on my YouTube where there's loads of guided meditations. Get in touch, find someone that does it, and watch channels like this. There is no better time than right now to do the things that you know are really good for you. I'll say that to you as well. There's no better time than right now to do those things that you know are good for you. And I know it's an obvious thing to say, but this is kind of my jam here. This is what this is. I am that person saying those things to you that you already may know, but sometimes we just need to hear it out of another head, another voice saying, you know, we're a reflection of each other. So, leads lay about. This is what I'm talking about. I'm not saying anything possibly that you don't know. I'm just encouraging you to do what you love, because when you do that, you feel better and thus makes life better. You know, what I'm doing isn't rocket science. But what I found that I'm good at is encouragement and kicking people up the arse. So this is a strategy. Number 3 is committing to your mission and accomplishing that dream. Committing to your mission and accomplishing that dream, whatever that dream is. And it kind of breaks my heart a little bit when I meet people and I know their potential, or I know what they were wanting to do, and they just kind of went, And I could be a hypocrite there, because I was always a musician, and then I kind of put music on the shelf to build this. So my musician friends might be like, oh yeah, he used to play music, but now he's doing this hippie shit. But to me, hello mother, Sue Epcam, my wonderful mother, everybody. See, this is what I'm talking about. When I see people pop up, I get out of my head and I completely lose my track. So please keep me focused if you can. Don't worry, Mum, it wasn't your fault, it was me. So that's what I was saying. I put my dream on the shelf to create this because it just felt more important at the time. And especially with COVID, and you know, like, I know lots of great little tools that just make people's lives easier. So for me, chugging away on the guitar, knowing this stuff and not doing anything about it didn't feel right. So my whole mission is to balance those two, and I'm getting to that place, so I'm really grateful for that. The number 3, again, is committing to your mission. So my mission is to create this, create the music, and commit to it, and just do it regardless, and not let any distractions happen. Hello, Ali's mum. This is Pippa. She's absolutely wonderful. This is the manifestation of my dream, having a community like this, even if it's really tiny, it doesn't matter. A group of like-minded people bettering themselves just is everything. So the commitment to the dream is the hardest part, and that's why it's number 3. So many of us have these ideas and then we don't do them. Talking of my mother, she decided out of the blue to learn Italian. All right, Mum, what's happening? Oh, I'm learning Italian. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, I've been doing it. She's every single day learning Italian. And this is what I'm talking about. We keep growing, keep learning, keep committing to the dreams. So how many things have we started and just stopped doing it? I've done loads of them, and maybe it wasn't the right thing, but when we find that thing that we really want to accomplish, and it comes from there, and it makes you really, really, the thought of accomplishing it makes you just go, that's what we're talking about. And what happens is resistance. We start doing it, life happens. And then a million excuses of why we can't do it anymore. Yeah, you can. I've taught people that run multiple businesses with kids, and they manage a social life. It's time management. It's getting in control of your life and taking 100% responsibility. Yes, there's always problems, there's always obstacles, but we can still keep our mission in sight and accomplish it. And this is what it's about. It's about realizing what that thing is. It's about creating a strategy. So in my mum's case, she had the realization of, I want to learn Italian. Number 2, strategy. Commit to it every day. I think she does 5 or 10 minutes a day, or whatever it is. Commitment, non-negotiable commitment. And number 3, that is number 3, committing to the vision and accomplishing it. Then you can speak Italian. This is how we do it. We break it down. Vision, how do I get there? 1, 2, 3. It could be 3 steps and you're on your way. Dinah. Please, if you just joined, if you're watching it live or you're watching the replay, say where you are so I can kind of get my head around what time of where we are in the world. That'd be really, really helpful. So I'm going to kind of wrap this up with a little mini story. And I used to work in a pub, and it was an amazing pub. And when I got there, the manager took me around and said, this is how this works, and blah, 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 blah. This is where this glasses is. You know how it works. They give you Dubai. Amazing. Sorry, that's me talking to someone, not just randomly saying Dubai. And he showed me the ropes. He showed me everything. And then he goes, just one last thing, which is really, really important. And he took me into the office. And he showed me this freezer, this fridge freezer where we kept all the frozen vodka and all that kind of stuff. Jägermeister and tequila and all those things I used to love and enjoy. And now I'm drinking nettle tea. Oh, actually, I need a bit of this. Hang on, give me a sec. So I'm in the office. He's teaching me the stuff. And he shows me this fridge and he says, all you do, it's really simple, is you pull it out and you have to turn it 90 degrees because there's a plug there and you can't lift the lid unless you've pulled it out and turned it. And I said, yeah, okay, fair enough. And I worked there for 4 years, I think. And I told that to, I must have been 15 to 20 people coming in, and then they told it, and I'd learnt it from a whole batch of people who did it for years and years and years. And then one day, this new manager came in, and I took him round and showed him the ropes. And I said, there's one thing. I showed him the fridge freezer, and I said, what you got to do is blah, blah, blah. And he looked at me and said, why would you do that? And I said, well, because you've got to, that's how you do it, to pull it out because of the plug. And he said, why don't you turn the whole fridge round 180 and then you can just open it, and the plug's not in the way. And two things happened in that moment. One, I realized he was right, and I was, I don't know, I felt embarrassed because it was so ridiculous and so obvious. And two, a part of my world shattered. A part of my being, I kind of took a step back and thought, hang on, I've told that, and they've told that, and we've all just been conditioned to just go, hundreds and hundreds of times. And one guy just saw it differently, and just a different perspective changed the whole thing. It seemed ridiculous that I told him this. And that really got me thinking. It made me go, what else in my life am I just seeing how it is, and maybe that's not how it is? And when I started coaching, I started doing this for people, connecting the dots. One of my favorite clients ever, she was really into music and wellness, but there were separate things. She had all her records behind her. She was tattooed. It was so obvious to me combining those two. And now she's created a podcast where she's interviewing legendary punk rock artists, huge people, and talking about wellness on tour and stuff. Like pioneering a new future for musicians, learning that you don't have to be all messed up to go on tour and play punk rock or whatever. And it's just so obvious sometimes when we have another perspective and look at our life. And that's what I just encourage you to do. It's difficult because it's hard to get out of our own heads. Ask someone, what am I not seeing? Or what do you think, whatever, have that conversation. And that is what my course is. It's you go in as a journey, you take it on, it'll take you maybe a year if you commit to it every week and do more. It might take you longer, but it's a journey. And you go into this journey, you figure out what you want, who you are, what your mission is. You create all of these strategies, habits. You look at yourself, you look at your life, you look at all areas of your life. You learn these new tools, meditation, healing, yoga, qigong, balancing all. It's a whole journey. And you commit to that journey. You go through that 1, 2, 3. And before you know it, you're living that dream life, whatever that is for you. It could be a vision, a mission, a challenge, an obstacle. It could be completely reshaping your whole world. That's up to you. But this course gives you a step-by-step blueprint to lean into that life. And that's what I did, and that's what I'm doing, and that's what I'm helping my clients to do. And it's so amazing seeing someone like my mum committed. It could be learning Italian or it could be building an empire. It does not matter. The point is, sometimes we need accountability, inspiration, motivation, a kick up the arse, just someone to say nice things, say, yeah, you're doing it. A coach is an amazing thing. No one ever completed anything worth, a gold medal or built anything without some kind of coach in their ear cheerleading them. That might not be true, but that's just what came out. So I have an amazing offer on my Instagram stories just for this weekend. Ooh, incentive! Just for this weekend. And this is me reading my notes. So I was trying to see what I was doing. I was pretending to just think about it. But if I'm just honest, I'll say, here are my notes. Check stories for special offer. Only valid this weekend. So I've pretty much got it. And it's just for you, because you're the ones listening right now. And if you do this, all I can guarantee is that your life will absolutely, completely, positively and profoundly change for the better. That's my only guarantee. I know it's not a big one. I know it's not. It is what it is. If you do this and you commit to what's in this course and you take this journey and you see your life from another perspective and you level up, you stretch your imagination, you connect to yourself on a deeper level and you commit, your life will profoundly change. Your life will profoundly change. So thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. One of my commitments was to do this 4 times a week. I did it. This is the one. I'm wearing my Happy Friday shirt. I'm so grateful that you're here. Please check that link in my Instagram stories. Change your entire life and let me know about it in the comments. Thanks for sticking around. Have the most amazing weekend. I love you and thank you, and I love you and thank you, and thank you and thank you. I'll see you soon. I'm going to say bye to Instagram. And now I'm going to say bye to TikTok. Thank you. I love you. Have a most amazing weekend. See you soon.